Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm fine. And you, teacher?
I'm good too, thanks for asking. Welcome to the class, everybody. Hello, 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 welcome to the class. Welcome, everybody.
Morning.
Hello, hello,
Good
how are you? How are you, everyone?
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Fine.
Excellent. Welcome, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome to the class. I'm really happy to see you here. Thank you for being on time. Thank you, the one who has the camera on already. Excellent. Welcome to the class. Okay, how do you feel, everybody?
I'm sleepy, but
Sleepy,
fine.
really? Oh my goodness. Okay. Uh-huh. And you guys, the rest of you, how do you feel? Uh-huh. Everything good? Ready for the class?
Yes, I couldn't be better.
That's the attitude. Very good. Do you remember the topic that we practiced yesterday?
Yes.
Yes? Excellent. I hope so. I hope so. Because today we are going to continue practicing, and I hope that you remember the vocabulary. Now, I can see something important, everybody. Every day, I receive a lot of messages from you asking if we have a homework for tomorrow. Many students texted me during the night asking me, teacher, is there a homework for tomorrow? So everybody, relax. No worries, that remember that there is only one homework per week. And that homework, of course, is going to be evaluated, but I will let you know. I will say, okay, everybody, this is the first homework, and I will send all the information on WhatsApp's group. On WhatsApp groups, I will explain what's the homework about. I will tell you when you have to send the homework and what you need to do, okay? So if I don't send the instructions on WhatsApp groups, it's because there is no homework. Sometimes I send links on WhatsApp group, but that is just in order to practice. But those links are optionals. If you want to practice, good. If you don't want to, don't do it, okay? But when we have a homework, I will let you know. And most of the time, actually, I will give you the homeworks during the weekend, okay? Most of the time, not always, but what you have to consider is that every weekend you will have the homework because I like to give you the time to do it, okay? So don't worry, again, when we are going to have homeworks, I will let you know. Is that clear? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
This is in order to avoid confusions because as I mentioned, after the class, I have a lot of students always texting me like, is it a homework? I'm not pretty sure, and so on and so on. So to avoid confusions, that's why is that we I want to clarify that we are going to have homework, yes, but I will let you know. Now, everybody, let's start with the topic that we have for today. And let me share the presentation. Okay, can you see the presentation, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes? Excellent. Yes. Okay, so today is November 7th. We are in the class number 3. If everything goes well, tomorrow we will be starting the unit number 2, okay? But that is if everything goes well. Now, yesterday we were talking about, what was the topic?
Recipes.
Recipes, very good job. Recipes and what else?
Sequence.
Cooking verbs.
Cooking verbs, sequence, adverbs. Excellent. And yesterday you were describing a little bit some recipes. You were describing the steps, the cooking utensils that you need to use, ingredients, and all the process to create a delicious recipe. So let's have a quick review. We are going to listen to some of your classmates explaining a delicious recipe. But first of all, everybody, just remember, please, to write your full names on your profiles, please. I was checking attendance yesterday and some of you didn't have the full name in the profile. Remember that if it's a 4C, for example, that says only Jose, for example, they are not going to give you the full minutes because they will say, okay, but Jose, what? I don't have the full name. So you are not going to have the full minutes. So please don't forget to write your full names on your profiles, everyone, please. Now, let's see which classmate is going to tell us a delicious recipe. I hope that you remember, so try not to read it. I have here the random names. Let's see. The winner is Liz Yvette. Oh, but Liz, you explained us the recipe yesterday, right? It was about lasagna. Okay, let's pick someone else. Dora Alicia. Good morning, Dora. Are you there?
Good morning, teacher.
Dora, explain us your recipe. Everybody pay attention because I can ask you questions. Go ahead.
Well, my recipe is fried fish. The ingredients are very clean fish, sliced onion, chopped garlic, lemon juice, salt and pepper, and oil. And the preparation is the first. We put the clean fish in a bowl, put the onion sliced and chop the small pieces of garlic in the cavity of the fish. The flavor with salt and pepper. Then pour the oil in a frying pan. When the oil is hot, fry the fish. Let it fry for 4 or 5 minutes on each side over low heat. Finally, it is ready to eat. You can serve it with lettuce, salad, and tomato slice, and a squeeze of lemon and salt. Only that.
Okay, sounds good. That sounds very easy to do that.
Yeah.
How often do you cook it?
Twice a month.
Oh, twice a month.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds pretty good. Do you have any question, everybody, for her about her recipe? No questions? Okay.
Yes,
Go ahead.
my question is, don't you add some flour to the fish so it doesn't splash the oil when you put it in the fry pan?
That's a good question.
Sorry, you can repeat, please?
I mean, in my case, I add a flour to the fish so it doesn't splash the oil when you fry it.
Yes, it's
Don't you
true.
do that?
Yes, I do.
And does it work?
Yeah.
Really? That's interesting. Okay, everybody, that's a secret tip. Good. Okay, Dora, pick one of your classmates, please.
Reina?
Oh, Reina.
Huh?
Okay. Hello, Reina.
Hello, teacher.
Reina, tell us your recipe.
Okay, my recipe is pasta. The ingredients are an onion, red pepper. I used to cook it with bacon and tomatoes. You need to cook the onions, the red peppers, and the bacon first, and then you put the oil and in a recipe
In a recipe or in a bowl?
in a bowl
Okay.
sorry, and you sorry, forgot the name. And then you put the pasta in a roasted pan and water, and you add oregano, the tomatoes, and you cook it for 20 minutes. After that, you pass the pasta to the big bowl with water, and then you serve the pasta and with tomato sauce. So
Okay, sounds good. Can you serve it with something else or what does it come with?
you can serve it with salt, tomato sauce.
Only that?
Yeah,
Okay, sounds good. Now, do we need to cut the vegetables or chop the vegetables? Cut or chop? What do you think? Do you remember the difference between cut
cut,
and chop?
cut, cut the vegetables.
Ah, very good. Okay, Reina, go ahead. Pick one of your classmates. Pick a boy, please.
Walter,
Walter. Good morning, Walter.
Good morning, teacher.
Tell us, teach us one recipe.
I like to cook chicken soup.
Cool. Go ahead.
First, sorry, I don't remember well. Okay. First, we simmer the chicken with onions, garlic, and tomato. Uh,
Hello. Hello. Okay, he's frozen. I think that he has issues with the connection.
Next, I slap potatoes and
Okay, Walter, can you listen to us? Hello. Okay, I think that we have issues with the connection. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely has his issues. Okay, he has issues with the connection. It's okay. I need a volunteer, but I want to listen to a boy because we already listened to two girls. So I need a boy. Come on, boys. Volunteer. Okay, Anderson. Tell us, Anderson. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to talk about how to make a salad ellos. So utensils are a cutting board, spoon, uh, glass, and or contain container. Yes, uh, the ingredients that I have to use is mango, orange juice, passion fruit, strawberry, red and green apple, sugar, water and ice cubes. So first chop some fruit like mango, strawberry, and apple on a cutting board. But before that, you need to peel the mango, right? So next, squeeze the juice from the orange. Add all the fruit in a big container. Include the passion fruit. Add a spoon of sugar. Then pour the water in the container when the fruits are right. After that, mix all the ingredients and finally add some cubes of ice.
Okay, that sounds very delicious. Excellent, everyone. Thank you, Anderson. Okay, everyone. I can see that some of you remember the cooking verbs, and sometimes there are some that forget some of the verbs. So, easy or difficult to describe a recipe? Easy? Difficult? More or less? Oh my gosh, nobody says anything. Oh my goodness.
For me, it's difficult.
Difficult? Okay, and the rest of you, everyone? Just imagine that during the exam I say, okay, everybody, you have to describe a recipe. Do you think that it will be easy or difficult?
Difficult.
Difficult?
Difficult.
But
A
difficult
little bit
because...
complicated.
Complicated. Difficult because you cannot cook or difficult because of the vocabulary?
Because I have to learn the
Vocabulary.
Okay, sounds good. So what we need to do is memorize the vocabulary, okay? So be careful with it. Remember that in this level, I know it's intermediate level, every day we are going to be learning a lot of vocabulary. So my recommendation is that you can have your notebook next to you and you can write every new word. After the class, let's try to review the words, and that's the way that you are going to memorize it, because that's the purpose in all the intermediate level. Vocabulary, speaking. Vocabulary, speaking. That's all. That's the main purpose, because grammar structure, that is something that you already know, okay? So the main purpose here is that vocabulary and speak. Okay, so let's continue. Thank you for the ones that explained us the recipes. Very good recipes. I liked it. Yes?
How do you say comal?
Comal.
No, ¿cómo es en inglés? Comal. ¿Cómo sería?
That's a good one. Actually, I'm not sure. Let me search for it.
Oh.
Let's see. According to internet, let's see. Comal, actually, it's like a colloquial word. It's a colloquial term, so we cannot translate it. If you want to say like comal, you can explain that the comal is like a container made of barro. So you can say clay comal. And you just have to explain what that is. So for example, you can say, okay, a comal, it's an object made of clay, that is barro, okay? And you can explain, it's similar, or the purpose is similar to the frying pan, except that in that place you can put the tortillas and you can make them. You can make the tortillas there. You don't need oil. So if you see, I cannot translate it, but I can explain the function of that object. And that is something that is going to happen many times, especially when you are talking about typical food, okay? There are some terms that you won't be able to translate them, but what you can do is explain. Understood? Yes?
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Very good.
Teacher,
Yes?
which was the difference between cut and chop?
All right. So everybody, yesterday we checked a little bit the difference between cut and chop. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Or not? Look.
No,
Yes, I remember.
Okay. What is the difference?
when you cut the fruit or vegetable in little pieces,
That is cut or chop?
Chop.
Uh-huh. And cut?
is when you cut whatever food or vegetable it like.
Basically that. Cut is like in general, okay? Cut in general. But when you say chop, that is specifically when you cut in small pieces. Imagine that I want to make chimol or chirimol. Some people say chimol, chirimol, whatever. But am I going to cut the vegetables or chop the vegetables?
Chop.
Chop the vegetable.
Exactly, I'm going to chop the vegetables, okay? So that is the difference. Cut is in general, chop is specifically when we cut in small pieces. Got it?
Yes.
Yes?
Good.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, let's continue for the topic that we have for today. But please, everybody, remember to practice the vocabulary. Now, can you see the presentation again?
Yes.
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 Excellent. Okay, so we are going to discuss the following questions with our classmates. We are going to have 5 minutes to talk about this. For example, the first question says, have you ever tried an unusual dish in your country, guys? Or in another country, maybe? Yes? No?
Yes.
Ah, how did it taste? Was it good? Bad?
Wasn't good.
What was the dish?
Delicious.
Can you repeat?
What was the dish?
What was the dish that you taste?
Was utes with alguaste, but I don't know how to say that word.
You
Maybe
cannot
like an
translate it?
idiom. Yes.
And did you like it? Was it good?
Yes.
Sounds
good.
good. So everyone, that's what I needed to do. I wanted to answer these questions. That are just 4 questions. We are going to go to the breakout rooms and try to answer these questions with our classmates. And then we are going to start with the topic for today. I'm going to send these questions on WhatsApp's groups so you can see the questions. And I want to everybody participate, please, okay? Enter to the breakout rooms, try to answer the questions. You can discuss the questions with your classmates. Of course, full English. I don't want to listen to any words in Spanish, okay? Are you ready, everybody? There are some classmates that they are listeners. So if you are in a group where nobody is talking, or if you are in a group where your classmates are listeners, let me know so I can switch you to another team, okay? So everybody, we have only 5 minutes. Let's go and discuss these questions with your classmates. Enter to the breakout rooms, please. Go ahead.
well.
Yes. Okay.
So
Let me check the question again.
the first question is, have you ever tried an unusual dish in your country or in another country? How did it taste?
Okay. In my case, yes, I remember that I eat baleadas in Honduras. The taste, it could be salty. Um, I think that was delicious, but I can say that the pupusas is more delicious than baleadas.
Okay, definitely.
Yes,
Okay, so Walter, what are you?
Hay baleadas, sí.
baleadas too. And
Oh.
you?
Well, in my case, and I think that the most unusual dish that I have ever tried
Mhm.
is a cocktail. I think
Ah,
the cocktails
cocktail,
is
the
like,
ceviches.
yes, that's the one. So for me, it was very extremely bad, very
Mhm.
disgusting because I really didn't like it.
Mhm.
So that is the most unusual thing.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So
Let me see.
the second question, are there any foods that bring back special memories for you? What are they?
Mm, Let me check. Any food that brings back special memories.
That I think it's weird, but I like the taste. So,
Yes.
but you
And
don't
do
like?
you and do you try?
Yes.
Yes. So
Yeah.
do you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Well, in my case, no.
When I go to the beach, I used to eat it.
Really?
So
Okay. And what about you, Franklin? Oh, I don't know if he's listener.
I think so.
He's listener. Okay. And
Okay,
the
then
next question, are there any foods that bring back special memories for you?
let me think. Maybe I don't remember the name of this, but it's like a sweet. Let me think. I forgot the name, but it's a typical fruit.
Okay,
Let me see.
and
In
and
your
and
case,
what?
in your case,
In my case, maybe it's a sweet bread. The name is a mapa. I don't know if you already eat it.
no, I don't think
No.
so.
Well, in my case, because um, when I was a child, always that I went to the school, I always eat with coffee
Okay,
because I really like it.
yeah. I remember the name of the torre. I don't know if you.
Torrejas. I think
It's,
that it's the same.
yeah, I think it's the same. It's a bread with dulce de atado.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring me memories because my grandmother used to cook for us torrejas always we visited my grandmother. She has torrejas for me and for my siblings.
And it is
Yeah,
delicious.
yeah, it's really delicious.
Like San Miguel.
Probably that. But I remember that I went to the stadium with a friends, right? to San Miguel, but with both pupusas, with cabbage and black salt, but I didn't eat it. I just eat the pupusas. So
And
I
how
don't
did
know how it
how,
tastes.
but
Because I
what's good
just
for
eat.
you? What's good for you? What's good for you or not?
No, well, I can answer that because as I said, I don't eat the cabbage with black sauce. I just eat the pupusas. But uh, no, I don't know.
Okay, okay. And there are no. Are there any foods that brings back special memories for you?
Yes, I don't know how to say carao, coal, wool, or something like that. It was, but it's carao. Um, the reason why it's because I usually visit my friend, my family. I'm sorry, in El Sultan, and I remember that every time that I visit them, they give me a carao. So it was something that when they speak with me, it's something that they remember me. So yes, that's it.
And what food do you hate?
Mm, eh, 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 eh. No, it's that I hate, it's that I don't eat it because I already tried. It's onion.
Oh,
Something a food with onion. I don't know. It's not that I hate because sometimes when I cook eggs, I usually use onions, right? But at the end, I just take it out and just eat the eggs. But
really?
yeah.
Okay, okay. And what special food do you eat on holidays?
On holidays. For example, on Christmas. Um, well, I don't have something like an special. It's can be like a random. I remember the last Christmas with my family, right? We cooked tacos. We both a cake and drink some sodas. But I don't have something special like tradition, right? It's depending of what you want to eat.
Oh, yes,
Mm,
yes. Nothing specific.
right.
Okay.
Okay, and what about you? Have you ever tried an unusual dish in your country?
Fried. In my case, I prefer fried meats or kind of that kind of food, but sushi is don't like. Are are there any food that bring back special memories for you?
Well, I didn't have back me memory, but since I had a boyfriend, we have M&M, and I could say that these are in specific is like a snack, but
Time's up, time's up. Let's go back to the main room. All right, all right. Let's go back, everybody. Interesting answers. I was listening to very interesting answers. Was it easy or difficult to answer these questions? What do you think?
Easy.
Was it easy? Okay.
Yes, very easy because it's only like kind of conversation and the memory, something like that is
And talking
piece
about
of cake.
yeah. And you like food, don't you?
Yes.
All right. Well, could you answer all of the questions, everyone?
Yes, teacher.
Did your classmates speak only in English?
Correct.
Excellent, that's the attitude. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Let me pick someone. Alexander. Alexander Munoz. Hello,
Hey,
Alexander.
hello.
Tell me, are there any food that bring back special memories for you?
For me, but the topic, if we are on the unusual food, no. But in my case, I don't have a special uh, memories of a special food or something like that. I explained to my partner. She say she tasted uh, sushi, and I told her I don't like that kind of food because I really think it's weird. Eat recently dead fish. I don't know. It's not for me, right? I prefer fresh meat or something like that with how call this grasa with fatty meat, like a
Ah,
hamburger or pizza.
okay.
Yeah, I prefer
So
that.
you don't like
Yeah,
raw. If you want to say like the one that is not cooked, you can say raw. Raw meat
yeah,
or raw fish. Okay, sounds
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. Alexander, can you pick one of your classmates, please?
Okay. I don't know. Stephanie Isamar.
Hello, Stephanie.
Hello.
How about you, Stephanie? Are there any foods that brings back special memories for you?
Yes, I was talking with my classmates and we are talking about this. And like I said before, jutes with alguaste remember to my grandparents because we find the jutes in the place where they live and they died some years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that,
Yes,
but you have a very good memory about it.
yes.
Excellent.
I went with my grandparents to look for jutes.
Oh, that's cute.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now, Isamar, pick someone, please.
Okay. Cornejo Morales, Franklin Enrique.
All right. Hello, Franklin. Are you there? Hello, hello. Okay, I think he's listener. So, well, let me ask you, Jennifer Linares. Hello, Jennifer. Jennifer, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, look.
I have a
What?
connection problem.
What?
I have a connection problem and just came. I don't know what happened or what is exercise about.
It's okay. Okay, no worries. I understand. Let's move on to Natalie. Natalie Naves,
Yes, teacher.
what foods do you hate?
Well, I really don't like food that is too sweet. I love desserts as long as they are prepared with the right amount of sugar.
Ah, that's interesting. How about the drinks? It's the same with the drinks?
No, with the drinks, I really like the sweet drinks, but I think there are people that put too much sugar on
Yeah,
them.
I totally agree with that. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Germán. Hello, Germán. Can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Germán, what special foods do you eat on holidays? For example, on your birthdays or on Christmas? What kind of foods do you eat with your family or friends?
For example, on Christmas, I I like to eat a chicken, but a special chicken with a special sauce. Yeah, that's my favorite dish on Christmas.
And on your birthday, do you eat something special on your birthday?
Not really, maybe the cake, but last birthday I ate a cake made for my mom. It was delicious.
Oh, that sounds good. Very nice. Okay, thank you guys. Because of the time, I cannot ask individually one by one, but the idea is to continue talking about food. And that is what we are going to do. Can you see the presentation again? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
So we are going to discuss always about food, but today we are going to specifically talk about taste and textures. When we are talking about food, we have different tastes and we have different textures, okay? So let's start with the taste. I have here different type of food and I have here different adjectives. So look at this. If I'm talking about honey, what is the taste like?
Sweet.
Sweet, of course. What else can be sweet? Can you give me another example of food that is sweet?
Anchovies? No, I don't know what.
I'm sorry?
Cake.
The cake is sweet. What else can be sweet?
Chocolate.
Chocolate, yes. Now, if I'm drinking a black coffee or American coffee, what is it?
It's alive.
Yeah, vitamins, I know.
I'm agree with you.
Yeah.
I know.
You need to start with black coffee every morning to be
Totally
ready.
agree. Yes. But what does it take like? What does it take?
Like bitter.
In this case, it's like?
Bitter.
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 Bitter. What is that, everybody? If I'm talking about bitter, this is like when there is not sugar on it. Okay? So bitter is the opposite of sweet.
Sweet.
So do you prefer sweet coffee or bitter coffee?
Bitter coffee.
Sweet.
Bitter coffee.
Bitter coffee. Very good. Okay. If I'm eating white bread, like pan francés, that we say it in Spanish, or bimbo bread, what is that? What is the characteristic? What does it taste like?
Blend.
Very good. That is the one. Excellent. So please, everybody, if you find new vocabulary, write it down. Curry sauce. If you don't know what curry sauce is this the one that it seems in the picture? So curry sauce, what does it taste like?
Spicy.
What is it?
Sour.
Spicy.
Smoky.
Spicy.
Actually,
Spicy or salty? Sour.
It's spicy. That's the one. How about anchovies? If you don't know what anchovies, it's like this.
Salty.
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 Do you like anchovies?
Only with yuca frita. Like yuca.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Okay, fresh lemon. What does it taste like?
Sour.
Sour. So you have to be careful with the difference between bitter and sour. Remember that bitter is the opposite of sweet, and sour it's more for like acidity, okay? Especially when we are talking about fruits. For example, lemons, sometimes the oranges are sour. So,
Green mangoes.
exactly. So that is the difference between bitter and sour. Then we have smoked salmon. This is a specific type of fish. So smoked salmon is smoky. Okay?
Teacher, what's mean smoky?
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. What do you think, guys? What comes to your mind when you see the word smoky?
The flavor when you overcook tortillas. It's the same taste.
Basically
when you
that.
overcook tortillas.
It's basically when we say it in Spanish like ahumado, right? This is a very traditional way to cook some kind of meat. Sometimes chicken, fish, lamb. Some people cook
Ribs.
ribs, yes. And they give them this kind of taste that is smoky taste. Some people say that it's very delicious. Some other people, they don't like it, but it's up to any people. So do you think that you like smoky taste? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I really love that kind of taste.
It is delicious. Now, pronunciation of this one, salmon, okay? Salmon. We don't say the letter L, okay? Salmon.
Salmon.
Is it clear, everybody, these adjectives to describe the taste?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, did you copy them?
Yes.
Perfect. Copy the vocabulary because during the speaking practice, we are going to use it. Now, talking about taste, we have some adjectives that can tell us if the taste is pleasant, that means delicious, or the opposite, unpleasant. For example, which of these adjectives do you consider are positive adjectives? What do you think?
Repeat primero, the first.
Appetizing.
Appetizing.
Yummy.
Yes. Yummy. Yes.
Tasteless.
Mouth-watering.
Okay. Tasteless. What do you think? No. What else? Another positive adjective?
Mouth-watering.
Mouth-watering.
When you see a person preparing minutas with lemon and
yes, and your mouth
salt.
immediately has a lot of water in it. What else? Another positive adjective?
Scrumptious.
Scrumptious. Do you know the meaning for scrumptious?
I think it's so delicious.
Yes, this is like extremely delicious. Can you think about something that for you is extremely delicious?
The chocolate for me.
Me too, I think the same. So scrumptious is that. Delicious, but scrumptious is extremely delicious. What else? Do we have another positive adjective? No? How about zesty? Do you know the meaning, everybody, for zesty?
No.
No?
In my case, no.
Okay, zesty means something like it's a little spicy or that sometimes has a very intense taste, but it's very delicious. This is a characteristic that we most of the time gives to the fruits because some fruits has a very intense flavor, intense taste, but even though it's delicious. So it's a something positive, okay? Intense taste, but delicious.
What kind of food has that
Specifically the citrus. For example, oranges, some strawberries, lemons, limes, those kind of fruits.
Okay, got it.
So those are positives. Then let's move on with the negatives. Rancid, is that positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative.
Totally negative. Disgusting?
Negative.
Yes. Can you tell me a food that for
Horrible.
you is disgusting?
Onions and garlic.
The papayas food.
Ah, okay.
The cocktails.
You know, I've never in my life eaten pacayas. I've never. And I don't want to try them.
Try it.
Nah. Some people say that it's disgusting, so nah. How about horrible? Totally negative. Now we have stale. Do you know the meaning for stale? Is that positive or negative? What do you think?
I think it's positive because we have stateless. I think that negative.
A good logic, but no.
The opposite, the bland.
Actually, talking about food and taste, stale is negative. Stale, everybody, is when something is no longer fresh. For example, imagine that you buy bread in the morning, okay? But you don't eat the bread. 3 days later, and you touch the bread, how will the bread will be like? It will be
a rock.
Exactly. It will be very tough, like a rock. That means that it's already stale, old, not fresh anymore. Is it clear, the meaning for stale?
Yeah.
Very clear.
Very good. Then we have tasteless, positive or negative?
Negative.
Yes. What is the meaning of tasteless?
Doesn't have a taste.
Without flavor?
Exactly. This is like the water. The water is not sweet, it's not bitter, it's not salty, it's like nothing, right? So that is tasteless. Nasty. Nasty is positive or negative? What do you think, everyone?
Negative.
Negative.
Totally. Nasty is like disgusting. It's bad. It's terrible. And then we have of. Of, in different contexts, can have different meanings. But talking about taste here in food, it's something negative. What is the meaning of of? Any idea? Okay, of is,
No, it is with a good taste. It's like a nice. It's like a, I don't know what to say, but it's not good, but no, it's not too bad. It's not too good. It's
like in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, depending on the context. But in this case, when we use of, everybody, is when the food is no longer good for your health. It's not good to eat it because it's no longer fresh. For example, imagine that I'm drinking milk, but I don't put the milk inside of the fridge. And I leave the milk outside in a very hot weather. You know that in Salvador is very hot. What happens later? What will happen to the milk?
It's not drinkable anymore.
Exactly. You cannot drink it. It's not fresh. So the milk is already off. Exactly. It is not good for your health. So, is that clear, everybody, this vocabulary?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Did you copy them?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay, let's see if you paid attention to the meanings. Yes?
What is the difference between Montswari and Yomi?
Oh, yummy is delicious. It's just that, delicious. Mouth-watering is when you see something that is so delicious that your mouth, literally, you have like a lot of water inside of it. For example, when you see mango, I don't know if that happens to you, but if you see mangoes, exactly,
it says
like twist, mango twist. So
yeah.
you see it and your mouth immediately starts watering with a lot of water. That is the difference. Okay? Got it?
Got it. But what about stale and off? Stale is for solid food and off for liquid, or it could be off for solid food.
Actually, off can be used in different contexts, not only for liquids. We can use it for meat. For example, imagine that you don't put the meat inside of the fridge. The meat is getting off. So off is for all kind of food. Stale, it's to give the characteristic that something is old, but that it got the texture like very tough. So it's very weird. We cannot usually use stale for liquids. It's more for those kind of food that when they are off, when they are not good anymore, they become tough or hard. That is the difference. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Teacher, what meaning zesty?
Oh, zesty. As I was mentioning, everybody, zesty is that taste that is very intense, specifically for that kind of fruits that are citrics, like the taste of the lemons, the oranges, the strawberries. The taste is very intense, but it's not bad. It's something that you like. It's something good. Got it? What else? Any other adjective?
How can we use, for example, mouth watering?
Oh, these are adjectives, everybody. So you can say, you can just pick some food. You know, I was at the restaurant and I saw a mouth watering cake. So look, this is an adjective. The adjective goes before the noun. And this is the way that we can use all of them. It's just the position of an adjective. Okay?
Okay, can we use like a bear, mouth watering, for example, because the meaning was someone told cuando se te hace agua en la boca.
Ah, yes. But if you want to use it as a verb, it has to be without ing. It has to be just like mouth water.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Mouth.
It's the same thing with scrumptious?
With the which one?
No, it wasn't description.
Maybe disgusting?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, look at this, everybody. Most of the time, the adjectives that are ending in ing, they can be adjectives and they can be verbs. So if you are going to use it as a verb, remove the ing and add the letter E. But sometimes, not in all the cases. That's why you have to be careful and use the dictionary if you are not pretty sure about the spelling, okay? But if you have ing, the ing automatically indicates that it's an adjective, okay? Got it? Now, look at this, everybody. Let's have a practice so we can try to use the adjectives in some sentences. I have here the sentences. Yes, do you have a question?
Someone sent a message in the chat.
Okay, let me see. Okay, can I say my mouth is watering? I mean, yes, you can say it, but that sounds like literal translation from Spanish. I will say it, I have a watering mouth. Like, tengo my mouth full of water. Remember that the idea is try to use it as an adjective. I have a mouth-watering mouth. Okay, look, I'm using the adjective and I'm using this. Or just simply, guys, say am mouth-watering. Just like that. Okay, remember, these are adjectives. You can use them the same as adjectives. But as your classmates send a message, can you say it like that? Yes, you can. There is no problem at all. Now, let's try to advance because of the time, everyone. In these sentences, we are going to learn how to use these adjectives a bit better. Look at this one. I bought the bread this morning, but it already tastes. Which adjective can we use here? What do you think?
Stale. Rancid.
Stale.
Yeah, sounds good. Imagine I bought it this morning, but it's not good anymore, right? It's already stale. Number 2, I need a volunteer, please, for reading the number 2.
Yes, the meat has been out of the fridge for a week. If you eat it, it will taste off.
Off, or what else? Another option?
Nasty.
Nasty, yes, why not?
Rancid.
Rancid. Look, we can use different options. We have more than one answer possible. Number 3, volunteer for read it, please.
This soup is a bit tasteless. I think you need to season it.
Okay, everybody, what do you think? Tasteless?
Yes.
Yes.
Totally, very good. Number 4. Number 4, please.
The chef used lots of limes and lemons in his sauce. They have a very sour flavor.
Okay, sour.
Zesty.
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 Zesty. Yes. Remember, zesty is specifically for those kind of citric fruits. Very good. Number 5, volunteer for reading, please. Go ahead.
This is the best cake I've ever eaten. It's absolutely scrumptious.
It's absolutely
Scrumptious.
Ah, very good. Do you agree, everybody?
Yummy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we have different options, right? We can say scrumptious. We can say, I don't have enough space. But yeah, we can say yummy. We can say, what else?
Appetizing.
Appetizing. Yes. So yummy, mouth watering. Actually, in these sentences, you can use that one. You can say, it's absolutely mouth watering. That's a good option too. Number 6, volunteer, please.
The meal tastes a bit off. How long has it been on the fridge?
Okay. Off. Everybody, do you agree?
Or rancid.
We can say off. We can say rancid too. Remember, we have different.
Nasty.
Yes, nasty too. Number 7. What do you think?
This dish is yummy.
Scrumptious.
You really know how to cook.
Okay. When you finish to cook, your family says, right? Hey, this dish is yummy. This dish is scrumptious. Totally delicious. You really know how to cook. Very good. And the last one, everybody, volunteer for reading.
The meal at the cafeteria was
horrible or disgusting.
I
am never going back there again.
Yes,
Or nasty.
horrible, disgusting. That means terrible, right? Very, very bad. So I'm never going back there again. So look at the way that we are using these words. Remember, they are adjectives. We are going to use them the same way that we use the rest of the adjectives. Understood, everybody? Yes?
yes.
Yes.
So remember that these adjectives are when we are describing taste, okay? Now, let's see the adjectives that we can use to describe textures. For example, look at this one. The yogurt with melted chocolate on the top is delicious and creamy. What else? Or can you give me another example of creamy food? What comes to your mind? Creamy.
The ice creams.
Ice cream. Yes. Ice cream is?
The pasta.
Cake.
Creamy. Yes, that's true. So, creamy is clear? Yes?
Yeah.
Remember, these are adjectives too. We are going to use it as adjectives. I like to put crumbly cheese. What is crumbly cheese? Crumbly, everybody, is that kind of food that is very easy to break in small pieces. For example, when you eat some kind of cookies and you bite, and immediately it breaks in small pieces. That
like crunchy?
But crunchy is a little bit different. Crunchy is when you eat it, makes a lot of sounds or a lot of noise. That is like the difference. For example, when you go to, what can we say? Kentucky Fried Chicken, for example, one of the characteristics is that it's very crunchy. That means that when you eat it, it makes a lot of noise. And Crumbly not necessarily makes a lot of noise. It's just
Sorry, teacher,
easy to break.
crumbly is like desmoronado in Spanish?
Exactly. Yes, that's the one. It's like very easy to break in small pieces. Okay? Can you give me examples? What comes to your mind when you say crumbly?
When you eat a snack, like we say tortillitas, right?
Yeah, could be an example. Or when
or
we eat,
nachos.
yes, or when you eat sweet bread. There are some sweet bread that when you eat it, immediately you have a lot of crumbly pieces. It's very easy to break in small pieces. Is it clear, the meaning for scrambly?
Yes.
Yes? Cool. Now, crunchy, as we were saying, it's something that is kind of tough. So when you eat it, it makes a lot of noise. Okay? That is the difference between crumbly and crunchy. Do you like crunchy food? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, I like.
Yes.
It's delicious. Okay, let's continue. This pizza is greasy. What is greasy?
Not healthy.
Not healthy, but delicious, right?
Oily.
With
Yeah.
Can see the oil
Oh.
in
Exactly. This
surface.
is with a lot of oil. For example, pizza. Pizza is greasy, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
How about pupusas?
Yes.
Yes.
More than pizza.
But do you like greasy food?
Yes.
Of course.
No.
Favorite food.
I don't like it.
We'll live here because we need to grade seafood.
Yeah, that's true. So greasy with a lot of oil. Then look at the next one. Charlotte's cake are usually very dry. What is dry?
Without water or liquid.
Exactly, very good. So what is the opposite of dry? Moist. Moist
With a
is
lot
the
of
opposite.
liquid.
With liquid, with water. So for example, have you ever eaten a cake that is very dry? Yes?
Yes.
Did you like it?
No.
Not really,
I
right? But how about the tres leches? Or that we say like 3 meals. That is not an accurate translation, but the tres leches is dried or moist?
Moist.
Moist.
That's
Moist.
excellent. Very good. Then we have the oranges are a bit mushy. So what do you think, everybody? What would it be mushy? Have you ever seen that word? No?
No, but maybe it could be without your natural liquid.
So look at this one. Mushy, it's like too bland, okay? Like it's, I don't know if you have ever had an orange and or a fruit, but it's too much time out of the fridge and you didn't eat it. And when you touch it, the fruit is too bland. That is mushy. Normally, the fruits, they shouldn't have that texture. Another example is the guacamole. Have you ever eaten guacamole with, maybe they added a lot of lemon and we say it is like aguanoso? Have you ever heard that? Have you ever seen that kind of guacamole?
Yes.
Yes.
So basically, that is similar, the meaning for mushy, okay? is too soft. It's too bland. Okay? For example, when you eat food for babies, it has to be very soft. That means mushy. Okay? Is it clear, the meaning for mushy?
Very clear.
Yes.
The opposite for mushy can be tough. What is tough? This is difficult.
When you buy a bread and you have a long time in your home, then the bread is tough.
Perfect. That's a very clear example. So tough, everybody, is hard, difficult to eat. Okay? And we have tender. When you buy meat, but the meat is very expensive, what is the characteristic of the meat? When the meat is very expensive, it's because it's tender. That means that it's easy to eat. What is that? It's very soft. Okay? Do you prefer tender meat or tough meat? What do you think?
Tender meat.
Tender.
Tender meat. So tender is like soft. Got it? Is that clear?
Yeah.
These adjectives. Remember, here we are not talking about the taste. We are talking about the texture. What you feel when you touch it. Now, let's see some practice. Did you copy them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Let's see how we can use it. For example, if I'm trying to describe food that breaks into small pieces when you eat it or when you touch it, what is the adjective?
Crumbling.
What is it?
Crumbling.
Ah, very good. This is crumbly. Now, number 2, when it is slightly wet and soft.
Dry.
Crunch.
Remember, dry, no water.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Remember,
It's moist.
Moist.
Very good. Number 3, volunteer for reading, please.
Describe food that has a hard texture and makes a low sound when chewed.
Crunchy.
Crunchy.
Crunchy. So remember that is a characteristic of the crunchy, right? When you eat it, when you bite it, it's like very noisy. Number 4. Smooth.
Smooth, soft, and thick.
Thick.
Creamy.
Creamy.
Ah, very good. Creamy, very good. Number 5. When it's very soft but wet.
Very soft and wet.
Mushy?
It is? Yes.
Moist.
So look at the difference, everybody, between moist and mushy. Remember that moist is like kind of wet, very soft, but mushy is when it's too soft, okay? Too wet. That mushy, most of the time, can be considered as a negative adjective, okay? Because food, look at this description, food is not normally so soft. So when you are using mushy, it sounds more like a negative adjective, okay?
Like some bananas, right?
Yeah. That's a good example. Would you eat a mushy banana? Maybe not, right? We prefer not to eat mushy bananas or mushy fruits. Next one, number 6. Food that tastes oil.
Greasy.
Yeah, greasy, perfect.
Greasy.
Number 7, meat that is firm, not easy to chew.
Tough.
Very good. Tough. Be careful with your teeth. And the last one?
Tough.
The opposite?
Tender.
Tender.
Good. Tender. Excellent. So everybody, if you see, this is the way that we can describe texture. We are not talking about taste in this case. It's the texture. So I'm thinking about tamales, chicken tamales. What is the texture of chicken tamales?
Greasy. It's moist.
Greasy
Okay.
and tender.
Moist.
Okay,
Moist.
tender. Okay, greasy. Do you think that is greasy?
Yes.
Yes. Well, could
Greasy,
be, right? Depending. Depends, yeah. Okay, I'm thinking about, let me think, enchiladas.
They're
Crunchy.
Crunchy. And greasy.
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 Crumbly.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So you see, we are describing the texture. Clear, everybody, with the adjectives?
Yes, dear.
I know that it's difficult to memorize all the vocabulary, but that's why we are going to practice, okay? In this moment, I know that we don't have a lot of time, so the speaking practice is going to continue tomorrow, don't worry. We are going to discuss these questions with our classmates. I want you to describe pleasant meal, okay? Or a pleasant dish or food. Pleasant. That means that you are going to use positive adjectives to describe it. Then describe unpleasant. That means that you are going to use negative adjectives. Okay? Have you ever eaten something very unusual? I want you to describe the taste. We already checked adjective for describing the taste. And also the texture. Tell me, was it grassy, creamy, tough? I don't know. You have to explain. Is it clear the way that we are going to answer these questions? Yes? Please, the idea is try to use the vocabulary. Instead of saying delicious, let's try to use the adjective that we already studied. Instead of saying horrible, okay, let's try to use the new adjectives that we studied. I'm sending the questions on WhatsApp groups. Again, if you cannot answer all of them, don't worry, because tomorrow we are going to continue practicing it, okay? So everybody, let's go and enter to the breakout rooms. Again, I need to everybody try to participate, please. And if you're in a group where you are alone or your classmates are not there, just let me know. Enter to the breakout room, please. Let's go. Hello, are you there? Let's start practicing, girls.
Hi. Yes, I'm checking WhatsApp right now, so.
Okay, Corina, are you there? Okay, I think Corina cannot listen to us. I'm going to try to join more people to this team, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Jennifer, can you listen to us? Hello, Jennifer? Okay, I think they are listener. Kelly, I'm going to join you to another team, okay?
Okay.
Very good.
We can say that it's moist because you need to eat it with salt. And let me see, we also can say that it's crunchy because the tortilla sometimes can make sounds when you eat it. So yeah. What about you? Pleasant meal?
Yeah, about pleasant meals. I like roasted turkey, because when I ate this, I remember that it was yummy and appetizing, and the texture was a little bit greasy, but it was moist as well. Um, I enjoyed I enjoyed to eat this food. Describe an unpleasant meal, dish or food that you ate.
Okay, let me think in an unpleasant meal. I don't know, maybe the shells. I don't know if that's the correct translation for conchas, but I don't like it. I mean, the taste is nasty. I think it's real nasty, and also I think it's mushy because it's really soft and can be, yeah, sour. They add lemon, so it's sour.
But
But
if that,
in other food,
sorry,
the ingredients of for another food, you
ingredients,
like it?
mm,
For example, onions that you say, no,
yeah,
only in
no.
tacos.
Well,
You
in
don't
other food,
like it.
because I don't like onions in general, in any food.
Okay.
I
Okay.
love tacos.
Oh,
Yes, me too.
really? You like cilantro? You like cilantro?
Yes, yes, of course.
I don't like it. You know, when I was a
Okay.
child, I hated tomatoes, but now I can eat them. What about you? What kind of vegetables did you hate when you were a child or when you were younger?
For example, tomato, I like it only with lemon and salt.
In salad.
Yes.
What about with chopped eggs?
Not really. Honestly, not really.
Do you like pipianes?
No, I hate it.
I also hate it. What about
Pacayas
you?
and
What about you,
I don't
Regina?
like it.
I like when I was a child, my mom told me I eating everything, and actually I like all the vegetables, all the food, fruit. Um, I love seafood. This is my favorite
What about
meat.
the leaves? What about the leaves? Moras and chipilines. Do you
I
like
like
them?
it in soup. In soup.
In soups. Okay.
Me too. I like it. And you?
Yes, I
No.
also like them.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Some people eat moras in stew, only the moras fried. I don't like them. They are like bitter, you know, or they even mix it with eggs.
I never try it. Only in soup.
In soup. Yeah.
Yes. And it's
Well,
health.
Time's up. Time's up, time's up. Let's go back, everyone. All right, I know that the time was very short, So don't worry, because tomorrow we're going to continue, okay? But could you talk to your classmates a little bit? Yes?
Yes, a little bit.
Did your classmates use the adjectives?
Yes.
Excellent. I was listening to some words in Spanish. Everybody be careful. Let's try to find out. Let's try to look up on the dictionary. For example, I was listening to pipianes. So I know that that sounds like a very colloquial word, but not all the time we are going to say it in Spanish. Let's try to find out if we can say it in English. In this case, if you want to say pipianes, you can say squash. Remember that we have different types of squash, okay? So you can say it that way, okay? I was listening to some other words, but I couldn't write them. And remember, if there is some words that you don't know or you are not very sure about how to say it, dictionary is your best friend, okay? Tomorrow, we are going to practice those questions again. So my suggestion, everybody, is to review the vocabulary, okay? Try to review the adjectives. So tomorrow, when I ask you the questions, you will be able to answer them easily. Understood?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
got
got
it.
it.
Good. Unfortunately, we don't have more time. So thank you everybody for being in the class, for being on time, and for participating. Try everybody. I can see a lot of listeners. And some of them told me the reasons why they will be listeners, and I totally understand. But guys, you cannot be listeners every single day, okay? I have here people that this is our class number 3, and the 3 classes they've been listeners. So remember that listener option is just when it is an emergency or you don't have any other option. So be careful because there is a register of every time that you have been listener. At the end of the course, if you were listeners many times, that is going to affect the scores in the participation options because you are not going to have a score in participation, okay? Be careful with that, especially the people that they want to be listening in every class. Be careful with it, okay? Every question? Do you have any questions so far before leaving?
No, teacher.
No questions? Good. Okay, everybody, if you have doubts, you can write it in WhatsApp's group. See you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. See you.
See ya.